This is game week. The 2017 high school football season is here. I'm Rod Smith with KRCG 13 Sports. We're excited to bring you all of the action again this season, beginning Friday night, August 18th. It's an early start this year. We'll be following 39 high school teams here in mid-Missouri. One of those will be making history on our first football Friday night. The Helias Crusaders will open up play at the new Ray Henches Stadium in Jefferson City. This is a beautiful new Crusaders sports complex. It's almost complete. $13 million project that has been years in the planning. The structure will seat nearly 3,000 fans. When completed, it will include a soccer stadium, tennis facility, and also track. A special ribbon-cutting ceremony is set for 4 p.m. Friday afternoon. Also, the annual Helias Barbecue will begin at 4. A program at the sports complex is set for 6:30. That will include a blessing and a tribute to the Henches family. That follows something new, a Crusader Walk. The Seder Walk by the Helias players from the high school over to the field. And then the football game, 7 o'clock, as Helias opens the season against Hannibal. Sports writer Tom Leffler, you have covered 35 plus years of Jefferson City area sports, and Tom, this is a huge week for Helias Catholic.
Oh, it really is. Between us, we've done over 65 years worth of these opening nights, and they're always special, like opening day in baseball. But this one is really unique and really special, something we haven't seen, and I'm willing to bet something really hadn't happened across the nation very often. A program so steeped with tradition, 60 years playing their first true home game, of course. Jefferson City Public School Stadium, then Atkins Stadium served very well as the home of the Crusaders, but this is really their home, and it's going to be a special night.
You've had a chance to talk to Ray Henches, and what a great honor. Who else could they name the place out of? Ray Henches is the man.
Well, it's so fitting that we have Pete Atkins Stadium
and
now Ray Henches Stadium, two icons of the sport, and not just our little neck of the woods, but across the state, very well known. And it is very well deserving, and I had the distinct honor and privilege. I'm kind of a sarcastic wise guy most of the time, but I got to tour the facility with Ray about 3 weeks ago, and that was the first time he'd been in it. And to be, there's only one first, and that was really a privilege. And he was very humbled by what's happened. If you would have looked at that plot of land a few years ago, it wasn't fit for camping, hiking. No. It wasn't fit for anything. What they've done is really remarkable.
Yeah, the Helias family came together, donations, oh my gosh, some major donors, and have done a spectacular job. And boy, you have to go out there and look at the place. It is unbelievable. I've been to a lot of high school venues, and this is top notch. This is as good as it gets.
You look at what we have. I hope our kids in Cole County appreciate what they have with Henches Stadium. Atkins Stadium is still first class.
Yes, it is.
What they have in Wardsville, Blair Oaks, that's a beautiful facility. Football, baseball. Our kids should be appreciative because we've made road trips. Not everybody has these nice digs, if you will.
Very few. And they do play a football game this Friday night.
What?
By the way, Hannibal comes in, and this is a very good program, and they've had Helias' number the last several years.
Well, they have, and win or lose, it's going to be a special night.
Yes,
but you certainly like to win this one because, again, there's only one first game, and it's got to put a little more pressure on these kids. It'll be interesting to see how they respond. If I had to bet, I'd say Hannibal would win it, but, nights like this, something special and magical in the air. Don't be surprised if Helias gets the win.
And getting a jump on the high school season, the Jefferson City Jays actually play at 4:15 Friday afternoon near St. Louis against McClure North.
Is it the first of two? Is it a doubleheader? And they got the second game at 7?
Early start, no lights.
But that's the traditional opener. It's been this way for many years. Jeff City, where did all the playmakers go? Gunner C is gone. The great running back Woods is gone. Dennis Barnes, Alan Retchin. They lost so much. But it's going to be interesting. Devin Robertson, this junior, he is an athlete, about 6'2", 210, 215. He can run, he can throw. It'll be interesting to watch his development.
It will be. And how about Blair Oaks, the Falcons? Third year for Terry Walker, who's had a lot of success, and they've played some great football at Blair Oaks.
They're only 24-2, that's all. In Terry's first 2 years, trip to the semifinals, trip to the quarterfinals, 18-0 in the regular season. You can go on and on what he's done. He inherited a good program. It's not like he turned them around from nothing. But what he's done is not just stabilize it. He's taken it to the next level, can they take that one more level, which would be a state championship? I know that's the goal out there. They lost some good kids again, like Cody Alexander, Jake Van Roslin.
Yes.
But they'll be good again. They got Nolan Hare back at quarterback. The other people around the area must be sick. Is that Hare kid graduated yet? Because
that's another one.
Yeah, it's another Hare at quarterback, and they'll be good again.
All right, they open up on the road at Kirksville Friday night. Among the local teams with new head coaches this season, the Fulton Hornets in Callaway County. Pat Kelly retired after 20 years. Blake Logan takes over. Just the fourth Fulton coach since 1961. Had Bob Fisher, Bob Gould, Pat Kelly, and now Blake Logan.
We've had a lot more presidents of the United States than we've had coaches at Fulton. That's really a remarkable number that you put out there. And Pat Kelly's such a really nice guy. He stabilized that program. They were never great, and they had a few years where they really were pretty lousy. But overall, he did a great job. It'll be interesting to see where the program goes now with Blake at the helm, and he's got some Jeff City roots. He's got some good athletes to work with. They'll be fine.
Yeah, Van Farr coach, a head coach a few years ago, and I've been out to practice. Blake brings some energy, and we'll see how that translates on the field. They got a tough opener against the Osage Indians. They come to Robert Fisher Stadium this Friday night. Osage is coming off a 9-2 season. A very good football team with a strong senior class. We'll watch that one Friday night. And a change at California High, where Michael Gregg is taking over for Marty Albertson. California opens up the season at home. Tough contest, man, against the defending state champions from Monette on Friday night.
Monette was dynamite last year. They were really, really good. Blair Oaks was upset by McClure South, and I figured Blair Oaks would win that game, but I figured Monette would beat them because Monette was just head and shoulders above everybody else. It is a very, very difficult start. Good luck to this new coach. Marty Albertson was just going to be a stopgap. He wasn't going to be there for 20 years. They got a lot of tradition and pride up there.
Yes, they do.
Don't take the outcome Friday night to heart, because they'll get better as the season goes on.
Tom, great to see you. Thanks for being a part of our football coverage. Of course, we can read all of your stuff on Leffler's link.
Yeah, you bet. I'm going to have a nice feature. I had one with Ray Hinches about the new stadium, and got some thoughts from some of the players and from the coaches. It's going to be a special night, and folks should get out there, but get there early. The parking is not very good, and there are going to be a lot of folks there.
Yeah, get some exercise. Walk a little ways. Park away and walk in, right?
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Other changes in Columbia. Both Hickman and Rockridge have new coaches. Columbia's strongest football program in recent years, the Battle High School Spartans. No change there. Justin Conyers is back as head coach. The Spartans have had a lot of success with quarterback Brevin Tyler, a 4-year starter who graduated. KRCG 13's Josh Kurlak joins us. And Josh, you've been watching Battle closely the past few years up at practice early in the preseason. Can they reload instead of rebuild?
Sure they can, and I've had a lot of people ask me about Battle, especially people down south in this area. I don't think you have any worries about the future of the Battle Spartans program. Justin Conyers has been great there as head coach, and all he's done since he has been there is win.
Yeah.
Going to their practice, just walking in, looking at the group of players they have there, it's got to be one of the most physically imposing and large groups of high school players in the area.
Isn't that amazing?
Based on size, I haven't seen them play a game, obviously, but I don't think they'll have any drop-off.
Give them a lot of credit. It's really amazing what Conyers has done and his coaching staff, and just built a tradition in very short time.
Right, and that practice too, going out there, it rivals that of a college practice. With the energy, guys are flying around everywhere. There's no wasted movement, no wasted time, nobody's standing around. It's really impressive, and the thing that stuck out the most to me was Conyers said he really likes his defensive front seven. A lot of defense wins some championships, so that could be trouble for other schools.
And they will open up at home against Mexico. The Bulldogs have had a good run too, so it could be a good first game there in Columbia. The Rockridge Bruins have a third head coach in the last 3 years. Van Venata takes over. Connections to Columbia. The Venata name, right?
This is an interesting hire. He comes from Hazelwood Central, his previous job as head coach there for 6 seasons, but moving now to Columbia. His grandparents have lived their entire lives in Columbia. Bob Vanatta, the old Missouri basketball coach.
Back
in the 60s, before a guy named Norm Stewart took over, and he did pretty well. And then Van's parents, also from Columbia, they're Hickman Cupies, though. So he's been getting a little good old family ribbing from them.
You were at practice. You get a good feel that Vanatta might be a guy that can, because they always get athletes at Rockridge. Right. They ought to be pretty good.
Right. Athletes have never been the issue at Rockridge. It's been putting that all together. And I think Vanatta's the guy. He's won over 50 games, lost 16 in his high school career as a head coach. The man knows how to win. And I liked the energy that I saw at practice. It didn't look like a first-year coach practice.
Great.
Things were organized.
Now, something else interesting, the Bruins have a home game this week, but they won't be on the home field this week. They have to wait till Saturday to play Rockhurst, awfully tough opener, and they're going to play on the east side of Columbia at Battle High.
Yeah, some construction still going on left over from actually the spring at Rockridge Stadium, and the bleachers aren't finished yet. You can get on the field, but the entrance is a little rocky to bring your hiking boots when you get in there.
And no place to sit, I guess, at this point. Meanwhile, the Hickman Cupies have a new head coach also, and of course, they have had tragedy there at Hickman High School, but Trevor Rubley is the new head coach, and Cupies have a lot of work to do.
They do, but I like the way they're going. This new hire, Trevor Rubley, brings in some energy, some new life, and certainly that program has had some tough years in the past, but I think his new philosophy and scheme, he's trying to get those kids to believe again, and that sometimes in high school sports is the toughest part, believing that you can win and compete, and I think it's a step in the right direction. You may not see the fruits of their labor in year one, but in the future, this could be a hire where we say that program turned around. That
would be nice to see. Trevor Rubley takes over. Arnell Monroe, of course, passed away just over a year ago. And they will open with Jackson on the home field in Columbia. Jackson is a powerhouse out of southeast Missouri. The Father Tolton Trailblazers have certainly had a lot of success in sports in their short history. Football continues to improve under Chad Masters. Another tough schedule this year, starting with a home game against South Callaway. How about those Blazers?
This team has made strides. They had a couple of years where they won 8 games in the regular season, so they know how to win. And Chad Masters has got this program. They understand who they are. You know, they're building this program up. They don't have some of the tradition as some of the other local schools, but they've won. They've proven that, and it's interesting to me just going out to Mizzou's practice. I've seen some former Blazers out there. I think that gets the attention of some of these 7th and 8th graders who think, wow, if I go to Tolton, you know, maybe I can get to that ultimate goal of Mizzou or college football elsewhere.
All right, Josh, certainly glad you're on our team. And are you ready to go Friday night? You're going to be flying over to watch the Jays and then doing some more work in here in mid-Missouri, too.
I've been waiting since the last baseball game in the early parts of June to get high school season started again. I'm ready to go.
Great. With Josh and Tony Mullen, we've got you covered all over mid-Missouri. Another coaching change in mid-Missouri. For the first time in nearly a quarter of a century, the Centralia Panthers don't have Earl Bennett on the sidelines. Bennett retired, and longtime assistant Jim Newstead takes over. Centralia played well at the Blair Oaks Jamboree. I was out there last week. They'll open up on the road at Highland. The Southern Boone Eagles are coming off a school-best 9-win season. Trent Tracy and Sobo Co. will open up at North Callaway. The Thunderbirds also had a very good season, ending with 8 wins last year. The Eldon Mustangs will open up the season at Booneville. Other games will be following on Football Friday nights. Versailles hosting Knob Noster. Tipton welcomes St. Paul Lutheran from Concordia. Montgomery County playing at Herman. And more football in Boone County. It's Hallsville hosting Putnam County. Harrisburg welcomes the Paris Coyotes. For a complete list of all of our local high school games, go to KRCG 13's High School Football Central on krcgtv.com. We will be live at Helias during our 5 and 6 o'clock news this Friday for the opening of Ray Hench's Stadium. We hope that you enjoy the season. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, on the web, and here on TV also. We'll see you on Football Friday night.